Hello everyone, welcome to the sixth lecture of the Python programming series. In this lecture, we will learn about what are loops in Python and how we can write loops, how we can write the various loops. So let us start. So let's start. I will open up my notes here. So we will start with the learning objectives first. So by the end of this lecture, you will be able to understand why loops are needed first of all, and after that how to write while loop, for loop, how to use range function, how to work with nested loops, and what are the various control loop execution statements, how you can control the loop using break, continue and pass, and also you will understand how to use else clause with loops, and you will be able to identify infinite loops, and you will understand how to avoid them, and also you will we will solve some real world problems using loops. So let us start. So I will start with the quick recap of the previous lecture first. So in the previous lecture, we have learned what are if statements, if else statement, if else statement, how the nested conditions are written, and also we have seen logical operators, ternary operator. So in this lecture, we will learn about loops, as I have said earlier. So one thing is there. Conditional statements help us to make decisions, but imagine printing hello world 100 times. If I say to you to print hello world 100 times, then how can you do that? You can, without using loop, what you will do is you have to write every statement 100 times, all the print statements 100 times. You can copy paste 100 times, but what if I say you have to print 1 lakh times or numerous times? So in that case, it would become a type of impossible. It will consume so much time to write repetitive statements. So in that case, we have the need of loops. Loops, what is a loop? A loop allows us to execute a block of code repetitively until a condition becomes false or until all items in a sequence have been processed. What is a loop? It is used to execute repetitive statements. So how the statements are executed repetitively, we will see. But here we are having some real life examples. Let us explore these first and understand what are loops. A washing machine repeating cycles, so it is in a loop. A clock ticking every second, that's a loop. Sending emails to 100 users, displaying products on an e-commerce website. So these are some real life examples. Now you understand what are loops. So what are the types of loops are there in Python? Mainly we are having only two types of loops in Python. In other languages there are maybe three, but in Python we are having only two main loops, which are while loop and for loop. Now let us understand what is while loop first. So while loop executes as long as its condition is true. The number of iterations are unknown. We do not know how many times the loop will execute, but we know one thing, that it will execute as long as the condition is true. The given condition is true, it will execute as long as the condition is true. So what is the syntax of that? The syntax of while loop is we will write while, then condition, and then our code, whatever we want to repeat or whatever we want to iterate. So here is one example given over here. Here it is given count is equal to 1, while count less than equal to 5, print count plus is equal to 1. So let us understand this code. I will copy it, open notes, paste it over here, and now just I will explain this. Now see here, we are having count equal to 1. We are assigning count a value that is 1. So the value of count is 1 over here. So then we are writing while loop. We have written while, then we have given one condition over here. So what does this mean? Until and unless the count is, so here it is given count less than equal to 5. This is the condition. Count less than is equal to 5. This is given. So until the count is less than 5, this or block will execute. Whenever this condition becomes false, the control will move out of this block and moves ahead. Okay. So this is all about while loop. This is a simple meaning of it. Now let I will execute this. I will let and it will help you to understand better. So let's say I will try run it here. Now value of count is 1. I will write count here and I will write its values below. Okay. Okay. I will write here. So we are having variable count, we have written over here, and it is starting from 1. The value is 1, the initial value is 1 over here, and we are writing while count less than equal to 5. So what does this mean? It will check. Now first of all, the count value is 1. Is 1 less than equal to 5? It is true. So if it is true, the control will enter inside the block. Here it is given print count. What is the output? 1 will be printed. What is the value of count? 1 over here. 1 is printed, and after that we have written count plus is equal to 1. So what is the meaning of this line? This is a shorthand expression. Shorthand, it is a shortcut to mention the arithmetic statements in this way. So we have written count plus is equal to 1. So what does this mean is, it means count is equal to count plus 1. So it is the meaning of this line. So simply, what is the value of count? The value of count is 1. So 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. So now the value of count becomes 2 over here. So whenever the next time from here, the control will move to the condition and check again. What's the condition over here? Now 2 is less than equal to 5. Earlier it was 1, now it is 2. So now 2 is less than equal to 5, it is true. So if it is true again, it will again enter inside the block. It will print 2 here. After that, it will it will count, it will come to this line, it will again increase by 1. 1 is again added. Now value of count is 2. 2 plus 1, it becomes 3 now. So 3 will go here in the count. It will check again the condition. 3 is less than equal to 5. It is true. So it will again run and print 3. 3 will also be printed. And after that, 1 again is added to 3 now. It becomes 4. 4 is less than 5. It again prints 4. 1 is again added. It becomes 5. 5 is equal to 5. Again it runs and prints 5. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is printed. Now the value of count becomes 6. 5 plus 1 is 6. Now it becomes 6. 6 will come here. 6 less than equal to 5. It becomes false. So now the condition is false. What will happen is the control will move out of this block and shift to the next lines. Or if there are no lines left, the program will be terminated. So this is the meaning of the while loop of this code, how it is executing. So as it is mentioned, the output is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have explained you like this, how it is iterating and how the loop stops, how the condition becomes false. I have explained this all. So I will just copy this code and I will go to VS Code. So let's create one new folder over here and I will name it as lecture 06. So we are having a new folder lecture 06 in which I will name a file as while. I will name it as while.py. So we are into a new file and I will paste that code here over here. So here I will try to run this code and see what is the output. We are getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have explained you how it is working. So let's move ahead and move to the next thing. So here we are having second example. So see here, we have to print Python 5 times. How can we do that? We can simply start count is equal to 1 while count less than equal to 5. Print Python count plus is equal to 1. I will just come to VS Code and change it over here. Earlier, here we are printing the value of count. So the count is increasing one at a time. So one is added in every iteration. One is added into count. So we are printing count. Simply we are getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What if I want to print Python? So in this code, I will just do is I will delete count from here and in double quotes I will write Python. So Python will be printed 5 times. So see here, Python is printed 5 times. So this is a simple program to print anything 5 times or numerous times you can say. Now we are having one more example. We have to print numbers from 10 to 1. How we can do that? We have to print numbers. I will just comment out this code and I will write a new program. We have to print numbers from 10 to 1. Yes, from 10 to 1 we have to print. So how can I do that? I will just do is I will initialize one variable num is equal to 10. I will name it as num is equal to 10 and after that what I will do is I will write a while loop while num is greater than or, or equal to 1, I will use semicolon, then I will enter inside the while block and I will say print num. I will print num and after that num minus equal to 1. So firstly I will execute this code and then I will explain you how it is working. So here we have written from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3 to 1. We have printed in the descending order from 10 to 1. We have written this code successfully. So I will explain you the code. I will copy this. I will come to notes, paste it over here. So now in this code, just see we have initialized one variable which is having the integer value 10, and after that we are writing while loop. Then we are having one condition over here. What does this mean? Num is greater than equal to 1. Is this number, this value is greater than equal to 1? It is yes, it is correct. 10 is greater than equal to 1. So 10 is greater than equal to 1, it will print 10. So 10 is printed. After that, num minus is equal to 1. What does this mean? From num, minus 1 will take place and that value will be stored into num only. So here, what will happen is, we are having 10. 10 minus 1 will become 9. So 9 will again move to this condition, this while condition, and 9 is again checked. 9 greater than equal to 1. Is 9 greater than equal to 1? It is right. So 9 will be printed over here. It will again reduce 1. Now the number will become 8. It will check again. And likewise, it will keep executing till this condition is false. When this condition will become false, so this will print till 1. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So it will print till 1. But the condition will become false when num is equal to 0. Now after printing 1, we are having num is equal to 1 over here. The value of num is 1. But after printing 1, after this line, when the control comes over here, num minus is equal to 1. The value of num becomes 0. When the value of num becomes 0, it will come over here, check the condition, 0 is greater than equal to 1. That is false now. Then the control will move out of this block. This is the simple dry run of this program. So the next thing which we are having is infinite loops. So what are infinite loops? Firstly, we will understand that. So firstly, we will understand that. So this is one of the biggest mistake which most of the beginners do. So like in this code, let us run this code and see what is happening. I will go here, I will comment out the old code, and after that I will paste it out. Now just see what is happening. See here. The code is the terminal, the console is not stopping. It is keeping on. It is keep the terminal is not stopping. One is printed continuously. So why it is happening? I will delete it, run it again, and you can see it again. So it is not stopping. The control is not getting out of the code. The program is never terminated. So why it is happening? Just notice the difference in these two codes. In the first code and in the second code. So you can notice one thing here. These three lines are there in this also and in this also. But there is one thing. Here we are having one more line and here we are not having. This line is doing what is this line doing is this is making a false condition in the code. So how the false condition is made, it is simple over here that whenever the number is greater than equal to 1, the code will execute inside the while block. But whenever the number will become less than 1, the while loop will be terminated. But in this case, in the case of this code, we do not have any such statement over here. So to make this function in a good manner, it is necessary to give a false condition as well. So what I can do is just simply write here count plus is equal to 1. So what it will do? It will help the code to not go into the infinite direction. So it will help the code to not go into any infinite direction. So simply it will do is when In the starting, we are having count 1 while count is less than equal to 5. Till the count is less than or equal to 5, it will print that. But when the count value goes beyond 5, count value increases from 5, it will stop. So when I run this, it will print from 1 to 5. The first code which we have written today. So this is the whole scenario of infinite loops and how you can avoid them. You can avoid them by writing a condition, a statement which helps us to get a false statement. You can write whatever you want, but the code should not go into infinite loop. Since the count never changes, the count is never changing, it is always 1. So the condition is always true. So it is printing every time 1. The condition is always true, the loop never stops. So I have explained you how to stop it. And this is one more thing over here, like in VS Code. Whenever if I delete this and then run the code, now see, it is running continuously. To stop this execution, what you can do is either you can delete, you can kill the terminal from here, this button, or you can do simply press Control and C. It will simply stop. So this is the way of doing this. So the next thing which we are having is we are having for loop. So what is for loop? Let us understand. So what is for loop? A for loop is used to iterate over a sequence. When you know the starting value and the ending value, you can use the for loop. So what is for loop? When you know the number of iterations, when you know the starting point, when you know the ending point, and then only you can use for loop. Otherwise, if you don't know the ending value or the starting value, you can simply use while loop and give the condition. It will work according to the condition. But in for loop, you need to be very precise about the ending and starting. What is the syntax of it? The syntax of for loop is like this. I will explain you over here. So this is the syntax of for loop. You need to write for keyword, then a variable, then in keyword, and then a sequence. We will see what is sequence and all the things. But for now, just understand that you need to mention two keywords. First is for, then something, then in, and then something. This is the syntax. And after that, you need to use colon as well. If you avoid this, you will get an error. So let us take one example from here. We are having this example. I will copy it, I will paste it, and just see now. So here in this, what is happening? We are having 4 as I have mentioned. Then some variable was written over here. So we are having one variable I, and then we are having in keyword, and then we are having a sequence. We are having a range. What is this? Firstly, we will understand what is this. What is range function? Range. Okay, you can ignore this. 4 underscore loop. So now what is the range function doing here? So the range function is returning a sequence. Like for example, here it is written range 5. So what is the meaning of this function? The meaning of this function is it will return 0 to 4. It will return all the numbers from 0 to 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Why not 5? We have written 5 here. We want 5 numbers. Okay, we want 5 integers. So that's why we have written 5, but it will always start from 0 only. It will not start from 1. So this is the main thing which you need to keep in your mind, that you have to be precise with the characters or numbers which you want. So it is returning a sequence from 0 to 4. The value which you will give here will not be in the sequence. So you need to keep in mind that it starts from 0 and it will go till this value minus 1. Whatever the value is here, do minus 1 from it and you will get your sequence. So this is the sequence from this range function of 5. So it will return this. So in for loop, what is happen is we are having one variable over here I. So the I will go from the starting to the last value one by one. So now the value of I is 0. The control will move inside the loop, print it 0, and after that it will again come to the function, check the sequence. The next value is 1. It will print 1. It will again come, check the next value, next is 2. Likewise, it will print till 4. And after 4, when it will come here, there is no value left. So the control will move out of this for loop and execute the rest of the statements. Or if the statements are not there, so the program will be terminated. So this is the simple for loop. You can try this in VS Code. I have written this, and here is the output. We are getting 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a simple code. Next, we are having one more example. Sorry. Next, we are having one more example. I will go to VS Code. I will comment out the previous code, and now I will paste it. So now see what we are having. So here we are having one variable name which is storing a string Python. What we are doing here? For we are in variable letter and in name we have written. We are not using range function over here. Why? I will explain you everything over here. Now see over here, we are having one variable name. After that, we are assigning it a string Python. And then we are writing for, we have used for keyword, we have used in keyword. So these are the missing places which you need to write according to the logic. So here we have written a variable letter, and after that why we have used here variable again. We have to give sequence over here, but in the case of strings you can simply give the variable name. So we have given a variable name as name here, so this value will come over here. The value of this name is Python. So automatically Python will be stored as the sequence over here. So the Python is stored as the sequence. We are printing a letter. So you can take this variable name as you find convenient. Okay, there is no limitations or requirements to use the same variable name which I am using. You can write anything over here. That is just for the iteration purpose. So this variable is only for the iteration purpose. You can name it anything, but I recommend you to name it according to the situation. Like here we are printing the letter of a string, so I have named it as letter. So you can name it according to the situation or according to the program. So here what will happen, the sequence now we are having is Python. So the value which the letter variable is taking is, it will take one value from it, one at a time. It will take every character one by one. So firstly, P will be assigned to the variable letter. It will go inside for loop, print it P. The control will come again to here. Now with the next value we are having is Y. It will print Y. Then the next value we are having is T. Same way, every iteration will occur and print the next character. When the control will reach n, it will print n, and after that, what will happen? After that, we don't have any value left over here, so the loop will be terminated and the control moves outside the loop to the next statements. So this is a simple code. So let's execute this. So see here we are getting Python in a vertical manner, means we have extracted each character of the string and we are just printing each character in a new line. This is a simple logic of the code. So we have seen the range function as well, range with the stop value. Okay, there is another format of range function also. So you can use it as this also. You can mention the starting value, then comma, then the ending value. So I will come to VS Code. I will just comment out this code, and after that I will just uncomment this. And now we have given here a stop value. So in the range we have given a stop value, but now I will do is I will give the start value as well. So when I give the start value, I just for the printing purpose, I just say, let's say 1 I give here. After that, I will write 1 and I will give comma here, then the stop value. So let's run this and see what is coming. Now we are having from values from 1 to 4. Earlier we were having from 0 to 4. But I have mentioned the start value here. So it will start from the same value and ends to the stop value minus 1. So if the stop value is 5, it will go till 4. So you need to keep this logic in your mind that it will run till stop minus 1. So there is another format also. You can mention start value, stop value, and a step value. As we have seen in string slicing, we are having step value. Same way, you can write a step value over here. And when you are writing step value, this is a start value. It starts from 2, goes till 20 minus 1 means it will go till 19, and 2 is the step value. So 2, the second value will be taken. So like we are having 2, after that what comes 3, but 3 is skipped. We need second value after 2. The second value after 2 is 4, so 4 is taken. Same way 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. So we are going till 19, so we will print from 2 to 18. These are the even numbers printed. So to print even numbers, this is the logic. So now we will see here what are nested loops. So we have seen nested conditions in the last lecture. Nested conditions, there is if condition inside another if condition. So same way, a loop inside another loop is known as nested loop. So this is the way of writing it for I in range 3, for j in range 3. So how it will run? Just I will run this and show you. I will create new file, name it as nested.py, paste this code and just execute this. See here, we are getting 000102 101112 and 202122. So how it is executing? So I will just copy this and explain you here. So now see here, we are having one outer loop, we are having inner loop, two loops we are having. And first of all, for the outer loop, what is the value of I first? It will go till 3, means the sequence here is 0, 1, and 2. And same way we are having 3, so the sequence is 0, 1, and 2. So for the first iteration, the value of outer loop is 0. The value of I is, I will write here, I and j. Okay. So first of all, in the starting, the value of I is 0. So I value of I is 0. The control enters into the next statement, the next block of this for loop. And inside this, we are having another for loop statement. So here we are having value of j as 0 first. So j is 0. The control enters into the next block. We are printing ij. So 0 0 is printed. So after that, what is happening is we are printing 0 0. After printing this, after this line, the control comes to this for loop and it checks the next value in the sequence. The next value is 1. It will take 1, but the value of I remains 0. Why 0? Because the control doesn't come out here. It will move from print statement to the inner loop, the loop which is inside. After that, it will check the next value. If there is next value, it will take the value and again come into the loop. It will again print 0 1. It will come here, check the next value. There is another value here, 2 left. The value of I remains the same and there it prints 2. So when the values are over here, the values are completed, or the sequence is completed over here, the control moves out of this for loop and here it comes to the outer loop. So in the outer loop, the value is taken from the sequence, the next value is 1. So it will take 1 from here, it will again come inside. So here again it is having the sequence 0 2 2, 0 1 2, the values it is having. So now the value of I becomes 1. It will again execute 3 times, 1 1 1 for I and 0 1 2. It will print like this. Again the control will move out here. The control will move to the outer loop and it now 2 is having here. It will take the value of I as 2, again enters, it will print j 3 times and I with the value same as 2, and after that it will after this it will print like 2 2 2 0 1 2. So this is whole output. So in this way it is executed. So how it is executing? Outer loop runs and inner loop completes all iterations, then again outer loop begins. Okay, then outer loop moves. So there is one real life analogy given over here. It is given clock, hour, and then minutes, and then seconds or This is the real life analogy. So in clock, we are having hour hand, we are having minutes hand. So after 60 minutes, 1 hour is, so after every 60 minutes, 1 hour is increased. So this is the simple logic. Hours is the outer loop in this, and minutes is the inner loop. So after the execution of inner loop, the control comes to the outer loop. It will go increase by one, and again the control shifts to the inner loop. So this is, you can assume it as a real life analogy. So the next thing which we are having is break statement. So it is used to terminate a loop immediately. Break statement is used to terminate a loop. For example, we are having a code here for I in range 1, 11. So when I is equal to 6, it is written break, and it is written print in the for loop. So when the value of I will become 6, the control will break, the loop will break, and we will get result from 1 to 5 only. So output will be 1 to 5 only. Why? Because when I is 6, we are breaking it. We have used break statement over here. Break statement means it will stop the execution of the loop. So this is the simple meaning of break statement. You can try this code in the VS Code and see how it is happening. So now the next thing which we are having is continue statement. Continue statement means to skip the current iteration. It will skip the current iteration and moves to the next iteration. So what does this mean? Let us understand with the help of one example over here. We are having for I in range 1, 6. So we are having a loop which starts from 1 and it will go till 5. It will include 5 and it will exclude 6. So this is the simple meaning of this. And we have written one statement over here, one condition over here, that if I is equal to 3, continue. So what does this mean? It means that when the value of I is 3, it will skip the value of 3 and it will move to the next iteration. I will just copy this and explain you here. So see here, we are having, you understood this very well, and just write the sequence over here. We are in 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is the sequence which we are having. And when what is happening? Firstly, it will check if I is equal to 3. Is 1 equal to 3? No. So the control will not move inside it. We will just print I. So we are printing 1. After that, the next is 2. So it will check for 2 not equal to 3. Then it will print 2. Now, so we are having at the value 3. 3 is equal to 3. It is true. So what is happening? 3 is equal to 3. If the control enters inside the if condition, it says to continue. Continue means the control from here shifts to the sequence. The next value inside the sequence is 4. It will take that, come over here. Now 4 double equal to 3, it is false. It will go here and print 4, and it will take the next value and it will print because the condition is still false. So what happened over here? You noticed one thing, that the value whatever is written over here, that is skipped. When I is equal to this, when I is 3, it will skip that value. It will not print it. Continue usual Continue generally means to skip a iteration. Whenever the condition is met, it will skip that iteration. This is a simple meaning. So whenever I will be equal to 3, it will skip that iteration. So in the output, we do not get any 3. After 2, we are getting 4. So this is a simple meaning of continue statement. You can try this by running in VS Code. So it is given over here also that iteration 3 is skipped and loop continues. So the basic difference between break and continue is break terminates the loop and continue just excludes that iteration and moves to the next iteration. Now, what is pass statement? Sometimes Python executes a block of code, but we haven't written it yet. So whenever you are writing something, like you have written a loop, you have created a loop, but inside you have not written anything, but you want to try and run the code, what is happening? So you can simply write pass over here. So the conditions will simply pass. It will do nothing. Pass does nothing. It will just safeguard you from the syntax errors. Now, what is loop else? The next thing which we are having is loop with else. So many beginners don't know this feature that you can do else with a loop also. With for loop also you can write else. Like here it is given for I in range 5, print I, else this. So what will happen? Firstly, the loop will execute. Until and unless the control is in the loop, it will execute its statements. But when the execution is completed, it will move to the else part and it will just print this whatever it is written over here. It is written loop finished. So the output will be from 0 as I have explained earlier. So it starts from 0, goes till 4, and after that it will print loop finished. So what is happening? The else block executes only if the loop finishes normally without break. So this is why else is used. So if we use any break statement inside it, else part will not execute. For example, we are having I in range 5 and we have given one condition if I double equal to 3 break, else completed. So it will print nothing. It will print nothing by because break ended the loop. We have explicitly terminated the loop by ourselves, so it will not go inside the else statement. So this is the thing which you need to keep in mind. The next thing we are having some real world programs over here. You can try printing multiplication tables, enter a number from the user and use loop to print it. You can do sum of first n numbers, the main program, the factorial, you can find that also. Count walls in a string. You can reverse the string. Now, what are the common beginner mistakes that everyone does in the starting? So, forgetting the forgetting to update loop variable. So, if you don't update the variable which you have used in the loop will go into infinite loop that I have explained it earlier. So this is the most common mistake that everyone does. Second is wrong indentation. Indentation is very necessary thing in Python. If you are writing code in Python, you need to be very sure with the indentation, otherwise you will get lot of errors. And another mistake is giving incorrect range. So if you give range 5 to include 5, if you want to include 5 also and you give the range to stop at 5, so how will 5 will be included? The stop will always be excluded. So you have to give a 6 to include 5. So this is the very common mistake. And to confuse between break and continue. Break and continue have two different meanings. Break means to completely end the loop and continue means to skip one iteration. This is the common difference between both. So you need to be very careful while writing break or continue. So there are some projects which you can take screenshot or do it later. There are some practice questions. I will make a different video for doing all the questions. We will do the questions in a one go. But for now, these are the questions that you can try at your own, or you can go to ChatGPT and just type there to get some questions, and you can try that yourself. So today we have learned about what are loops, while loop, for loop, range function. We have seen nested loops, and after that, we have seen break, continue, pass, loop else, infinite loops, and some programs which I have shared with you. You can get this file in the description. You can try there. So this is all about today's lecture. Thank you.